Here to discuss actor, producer, and star of the new show, The Great American Pilgrimage, Stephen Baldwin. Good to have you here.
Thanks, Trish.
So it's bad, huh? I mean, as a conservative in Hollywood, is that considered a label that is hard to shed in some ways?
Well, I think what you're seeing is kind of a behavior that's going into all kinds of industries. It's in Hollywood, it's in politics. You know, it's something that's been swept under the rug for too long. For me, I think the kind of more fascinating thing coming out of Hollywood for me is some of the reactions of some of these other members who are saying, well, there's a little bit of a tolerance and a compromise in some of it. That I think it's all very good because it's really showing a whole lot of people across this country and around the world. This is kind of the perception that Tinseltown has. You know, it is a liberal, progressive town. It has a message and an agenda that it messages in its content, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think in the wake of a President Trump and the country clearly speaking about that, I think it's healthy that there is a draining of the swamp, and there is now Americans are standing up and going, no, wait a second, I don't agree with that.
Well, it's kind of amazing because, I mean, and I've said this to the viewer over and over again, I've been very troubled that there were many so-called feminists that came out and defended Bill Clinton when Bill Clinton did what he did to a very young woman. And that woman walked away tarred and feathered by the feminist community in Hollywood. Well, Bill Clinton was praised and put up on this pedestal. And I think that it speaks to the hypocrisy. So now we're looking at Harvey Weinstein and the fact that person after person, institution after institution basically buried what they knew because of the greater good of Harvey Weinstein. I mean, that's very troubling. And I think that whether it's in Hollywood, whether it's in media, whether it's in tech, whether it's in Washington, D.C., it's critical, Stephen, that this stuff get rooted out. Yes.
And listen, I'm going to almost contradict myself here for a second. Harvey Weinstein's just another sick guy. Whatever it is, whatever your outlet is that's negative, this is what we're seeing in Congress now with all the news of those payments that have been made. I mean, this is it's really now we're at a point, I believe, morally, that we got to stop and take a minute and start communicating and getting honest and getting out into the conversation with people. That's what my show is all about, really.
Yeah. I want to get to that in a second. Very quickly, I know your brother has made some accusations against the president and the president harassing his wife, so your sister-in-law. Did he ever tell you any of those stories?
No. So, listen, Billy Baldwin and Alec Baldwin are wonderful folks. And I love them very much. Yeah. And they're doing what they think they need to do. I don't think it really makes much sense to try to deter this president because it's just not going to work, in my opinion. Ultimately, inevitably, President Trump will do whatever he thinks is necessary, relevant to the promises he's made to this country.
Well, that's good. That's what you want in a leader. Your new show, The Great American Pilgrimage.
Yeah.
It just debuted. Tell me about it.
Well,
what inspired you to do it?
What inspired me was this very conversation we're having now. You know, after the most controversial presidential election ever. Yeah. And the protest and the conflict. I'm like, how do I figure out what everybody's thinking? And it seems a little silly, but the truth is, I'm just going to get in an RV with my dogs and drive across the country and ask people, what's America to you? And do it with some fun, with some humor. It's going to be a Duck Dynasty vibe with a little Anthony Bourdain, jazzy, bluesy.
Cute dog.
What?
Cute dog.
You like Rio de Janeiro, my Pomeranian? Here's me as George Washington. Wait, watch me crack the whip right here. Bang, there you go.
Okay.
See?
So you go out and you talk to people and you ask them what it means. Gosh, is that what I think it is? Yeah.
That is what you think. And that's one of the talking points. I want to know with the legalization of marijuana in certain states. I don't agree with all of it. So I went to the people that are living it and asked them.
Very quickly, Stephen, it's airing on RT, which is Russia Today. And this is an organization which has just been told it has to register as a foreign agent.
Yes.
So What does that mean for you?
Sorry, I giggled as you were saying that. It's a very serious issue, Trish.
Yeah.
What it means to me is clearly Alec and Billy Baldwin's brother is clearly colluding with the Russians, Trish. And it's all in a hope of spreading the message of do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And let's have a conversation and let's not be judging each other so much until we get to know one another.
Does RT have a lot of editorial influence over what you do, or are you producing this on your own separate?
I am one of the executive producers, along with Max Kaiser, a financial analyst who has the Kaiser Report on RT. He's an old friend of mine and a bit unique, like myself. And no, RT's really letting us have fun with it, and the content is intended to be entertainment and fun, and then kind of get a little serious here and there with the conversation with these folks.
Yeah, just be careful you don't have too many white Russians on the road, okay?
Copy that.
You know what they'll say then. Stephen Baldwin, thank you so much. Good to see you. Good luck with the show.
Thank you so
much. We look
much.
forward to seeing it.